Today, we got a good look, a first look, if you will, at the financial situation of Li-Cycle, the battery recycling plant that paused construction of the Rochester hub due to construction costs. Dan Gross sat in on that call today. He joins us now in studio. Dan, let's start with those costs.
Hey, Adam, those costs, well, they had revised numbers that were different from their original projections. Those revised numbers, $850 million, up to $1 billion in new construction costs. And for a company that at one point was valued at $220 million earlier this year, that's a pretty big difference between cost and value. Another eye-popping number came out of this call. They're on pace to lose $250 million this year alone for a company that is on pace to do $15 million in sales for this year. Again, in this earnings call, the company said again that this pause is because of, quote, an escalation in actual construction costs versus prior indicative bids, as well as the delaying of complex finances. I spoke with a financial expert. His name is Ethan Wade with Brighton Securities, and he says that based on what he's looking at, Li-Cycle won't get that $375 million loan in federal funding. Again, that has not been paid out yet, and points to that they took what is essentially a $100 million write-off or an impairment charge. All of this, he says, adding up to a bad possible future for the Rochester hub.
You're a government, it's hard to justify giving a $375 million loan to a business that is doing $15 million or is on track to do $15 million in sales, incurring a loss $205 million through 3/4 of the year. The numbers just don't add up.
Now, on top of the press release they put out today, the company said they have brought in an outside firm to help, quote, evaluate financing and strategic alternatives. Wade said that this statement is indicative that they're in a lot of financial trouble, and added that it's disappointing to see another big tech company that was promised to help Rochester grow economically has had this kind of trouble. I did just hear from the Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce. They say their dedication to Li-Cycle is still steadfast. Reporting in the studio, Dan Gross, News 8.
All right, Dan, thank you. We have asked Li-Cycle for additional comment, and we have yet to hear back.